Alright guys, welcome to the video. Got an interesting topic tonight. We got my buddy John here, which you remember from the deadlift video where he taught you some deadlift techniques. He's back again to give us some advice on the bench press.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be demonstrating the bench block system, bench blocks. Pretty much what they are is a board system, except you can use them by yourself because they have little interlocking grooves that you can just put on the bar. Makes it a whole lot simpler than having to grab extra people or use boards and other things like that. So we will be demonstrating that tonight for you guys.
Sweet, so y'all gonna see some gym footage of us using it, some gym footage just going up to it, and then I'll kind of talk over during the commentary. Then after this video, stick around because we're gonna talk about why these are important, you know, where you get these, kind of like what are they compared to, and why you should do board pressing in your bench press training to increase it. Stick around. So before I start the video, I wanted, if you guys haven't seen John before, this is my buddy John Rivas.
Yes.
Last at Rivas, okay, not Rivas. And I'm just gonna let him talk about really quickly just how old he is, how long he's been training, and what his raw totals and gym PRs are.
All right, yeah, I'm John, I'm 24. I am from Richmond, VA, as well as my buddy Max. And
don't forget your weight, how much you weigh?
Oh gosh, I compete 231. Right now, I'm a little chunky, so I'm probably like 242. And I've been lifting for maybe 7 years, but I've been powerlifting for about 5.
And what's your raw totals?
My raw total, the best one in competition was 1791.
So what are your PRs on your squat, deadlift, bench?
Oh, okay.
Raw.
Yeah, in competition it'd be 617 squat, 457 bench, and then 716 pull.
That's pretty sweet. Enjoy the video. So unfortunately, we're not going to see John get up to his super strength today. He had some elbow issues they needed to ice, so I think he got up to 315 pounds for an easy pause single, and then he went on to use 135 to show you guys these board press system. Now, I don't necessarily try to shove products down your guys' throats, but what happened is these bench block company reached out to us and they sent us this product that I've never seen on the internet. So that's why, or I've never seen on YouTube. That's why I wanted to showcase it to you guys. Now, if the lockout of your bench press is a sticking point, doing board presses can help. But if you don't necessarily have a whole bunch of slabs of wood lying around your gym in different heights, because it goes by inches all the way from usually about 1 up to a 5 inch, maybe even higher, I'm not really sure, then this board system, this bench blocks, could actually be pretty beneficial because it has all of the different inch sizes in one condensed block. And also you can use it by yourself. You can put it on the bar. You don't have to have someone hold it on or putting it under your shirt, things like that. Now, the reason I'm not including the bench blocks in this earlier clips is because generally, unless you go in specifically for a lockout day, I think you can really use lockout work for your triceps or to incorporate the top half of the bench press as an accessory to your main lift. So I'm showing you that you should go ahead and knock out your original sets. You know, it's okay to get fatigued because you're generally, unless you're coming in specifically for this, you don't need to be doing your max weight on these bench blocks. The bench blocks and board pressing are there to help your initial lift. So here you see all the different variations in my gym of all the wood pieces. Now, you don't want to have to carry all these around in your gym bag or anything, so that's why this bench block system that I'm going to show right here is pretty cool, because it just kind of has all the different slots in it for all the different specific heights, all the way up from 1 inch to 5 inches. Now, I have never personally used these outside of today, but John, being a very experienced powerlifter, when someone gives you good advice, you take it, okay? So here it is on the bar, very, very easily slips on here. So John's going to demonstrate kind of how to do it. Well, what he's going to show you is that this, I believe, is maybe the 4-inch variation of it, and then he's going to show you how quickly you can change it out. And board presses are something that I have yet to do because I'm not really familiar with them, but now that I'm starting to lift more and more at my gym and kind of talk to more people and talking with John, some of these things I think could benefit me because the top half of my bench press eventually can become a weak point. If it's weak off your chest, that's when you kind of want to do the pause reps. But doing these board presses are good. I would even compare it. I wouldn't necessarily it's there to eliminate like floor presses, come on, speak now, or like rack presses where you're just working out the top half, because this you still have to control the weight down, pause it or tap it, and you can raise the weight up. So very, very cool system. I want to thank Blokz for sending this product over here. I want to thank John for being in the video and showing you guys. Towards the end of the video, he's gonna get into specifics about what board pressing does, why these bench blocks are pretty cool, and how they can help your bench press. So if y'all want to see more products like this, I do believe this company makes some other stuff John was mentioning. Or, do you like these kind of videos where I showcase products that you maybe have not seen that are beneficial, that can help your lifting? Again, I'm not saying go out and rush and buy this product. I'm showing you guys a board press technique video with a new type of product that I've never really seen before. So if you're interested, links in the description like I had said. But, I'm always trying to give you guys tips about how to increase your main lifts. Get out there, do variations of the main accessory lifts to better them, and get some more gains, guys. Enjoy the rest of the video. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed that footage, and now I'm going to let John take it away. I'm going to shut my mouth, and he's just going to talk about the overall benefits of these bench blocks, what they are, and why you should use board pressing, or you can order these, and I'll put a link in the description of where you can get these specific things, but really what these are is just an advanced version of board pressing. So take it away.
All right guys, pretty much what you saw was the bench blocks. We're gonna put a little link in there for you guys to check them out after, but pretty much what they are is a board system that you can use by yourself. So board systems, they usually go 1 board, 2 board, 3 board, 4 board, 5 board.
That's
sometimes
inches, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it sort of depends how people make them. Sometimes they're one solid piece, sometimes they're multiple pieces put together. But what boards are used for is for lockout in your bench press. And lockout in your bench press is there's pretty much 2 parts: power off your chest and lockout. So most of the time people will miss their bench halfway up, and then they'll keep hitting volume and they won't know really what to do. Like, why am I keep missing this? Well, you need to work on your lockout. Tricep work is definitely important. Close grip tricep work is important. However, board work does help extremely well. So the creator of Bench Blokz, whose name is Stephen Farrell, he sent us a few products to try out, and we've put them to work the past week or 2, and we've really liked them. What they're able to do is pretty much use blocks. Like I said, if you're by yourself, you don't have anybody else helping you other than a spot, you don't have to put, say, the blocks or the boards under your shirt, because if you don't have them, things like that. And
how often do you use like board pressing in your programming, or like when should you use board pressing? Like as soon as you start the lifting, or use it like as like an accessory afterwards? You go right into your workout?
That's a good question. I guess the best way to do it is find out like what your weakness is, like we had with the deadlift before. So once you find your weakness, if it is lockout, maybe put one main workout towards lockout work. So do your little normal warm up. Say you bench 315 max, then do your normal warm up 135, 225, things like that into it, and then start incorporating the bench blocks before you hit your max. So maybe around like 265, things like that. And then depending on how strong you are and how close you want to do your grip, of course, closer grip is more triceps. You can work up past your max and do that. Singles are good. I would stick more personally with volume, 3 to 5s, things like that. Maybe even 8s if you're lower in weight. That'll help build up your triceps and your lockout strength.
Would you say for using like boards or these bench blocks, would you do tap and go reps, or do you think on board presses you should pause? Like, or is it like 2 different styles?
I believe with these and that tap and go is not necessarily bad. It has its place. Totally pausing it and losing all momentum has its place as well. It's personal preference. If you have, I guess to say, a problem using too much bounce off your chest and you have a problem pausing it, like a big problem, competition, things like that, that's your problem, then yes, I would pause it. But if you know how to pause it and do good contractions and stuff like that with your lats, then I wouldn't worry about necessarily bouncing it so much with block work.
Cool. And so what these basically are is your blocks, and So we'll go through, let's see, we have, that's 1 inch? No.
So yeah, so pretty much what we have is 2 blocks is the way the system works. They would have just had one if they could fit it all on, but they sort of ran out a little bit of room.
Like a jigsaw piece, guys.
So this is the number 1 block. As you can see, it's fairly thin. The bar is going to go in through here. You just snap it on like so. And then here is the second piece, which is a little bit bigger and sort of interlocking channels. So we'll have a 3 board. I'll turn around this way. So that'll be a 3 board. You put it in there. 2 board, put it in through here. 4 board through there, and the exact opposite on the other side, a little more narrow, is the 5 board. So it's, as you can tell, it's not super hard to lock on your bar, and as we'll show, or as we did show, that you can change it yourself almost mid-rep if you're trying to do some speed work and things like that. So it's actually, it's a pretty good tool.
Nice.
For your bench press.
Cool, so that's like pretty much what it is. Like I said, use board pressing to aid your bench press. You know, you don't, there's no competition for going in and see how much you can board press. Board press is a technique to increase your bench press, to increase your lockout, to work on your lockout. So it's all about focusing your work outside of your main compound lifts to help your compound lifts. So I appreciate John coming back on the channel. If you guys want to see him again, thumbs up the video and let us know. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Link in the description for these. Thanks, guys.